This is what I'd do to grow the most muscle if I only had time for 1, 2, or 3 hours in the gym. Let's start with 1 hour per week. It goes without saying this will be a full body session, and your main focus should be the compound lifts. A compound lift is where multiple joints are working at once, which means you're hitting more muscles at the same time. For example, in a bench press, the shoulder joint and the elbow joint both work, which means it's a compound lift and it hits multiple muscles. Whereas a bicep curl is an isolation lift, where just one joint moves. They're a great exercise, but they're not very time efficient. A decent program would look something along these lines. We've got 2 big lifts to hit most of the muscles in our lower body, a couple of compound push movements and a couple of compound pull movements. Then if we have time at the end, we can throw in some isolation lifts too. But what if we had 2 hours spare a week? For max muscle growth, it's a pretty similar story. We'll still be sticking to full body as long as we've got decent rest time in between the 2 sessions. And it would work fine to do a similar workout as we just discussed, twice in a week. But if you want a bit of variety, you could mix up your exercises on your second session, but you'll still want to stick with the compound lifts rule. But if you're finding this too tiring, have 1 lower body day and 1 upper body day, and you'll have way more time to stick in some isolation lifts. And finally, 3 1-hour sessions per week. This is where it can be a good idea to play around with a split a little bit more, because whilst you probably could do 3 full body sessions per week, you might struggle a little bit with recovering knowing that all of those sessions are 1 hour long. So we could come back to that upper body lower body split that we spoke about and just keep that rolling over week to week, or we could split into a push pull leg split if you want a little bit more focus on the upper body. I hope that helps, and in my next video I'm talking through my favourite push, pull and legs exercises to get started with muscle growth.